After my mother died, I fell into a deep depression. My husband said he'd support me. Take your time to heal, he said. But while I slept all day, crying, he was out, reconnecting with his ex on a support group retreat. I only found out because she posted a picture of them on a hike, captioned, "Healing Together." I sent her a DM with a screenshot of our marriage certificate. She blocked me. He walked in that night to find me gone, the house empty except for a note. Mourn her. Miss me. I don't even know where to start. When my mom died, it felt like someone ripped my heart out and stomped on it. She wasn't just my mom. She was everything. My best friend. My biggest cheerleader. The one person who could always pull me out of a dark place. Without her, I didn't even know who I was anymore. The funeral barely even registered. I don't remember who showed up, what anyone said, or what songs played. I just remember standing there feeling like I was trapped underwater, watching everyone else live while I drowned. Mark, my husband, stood by me the whole time. Held my hand. Kept whispering, "I'm here. I've got you." I needed that. I clung to that. The night after the funeral, I completely broke down, screaming into my pillow until my voice gave out. Mark stayed up with me all night. He stroked my hair and whispered, "Take your time to heal. I'm not going anywhere." I believed him. I stopped pretending to be okay after that. I stopped getting up early. I stopped answering calls. I didn't clean. I didn't cook. I barely ate. Most days, I just stayed curled up in bed, staring at the wall or crying until I fell back asleep. Grief sucked every ounce of life out of me. Mark said he understood. "You need to grieve," he told me. "Don't worry about anything else." At first, he would bring me food, leave water by the bed. Sometimes he would sit next to me and just hold my hand without saying a word. But then he started being gone more. It started small. Got called into work. Training out of town. Helping with a volunteer thing. Little excuses. Little lies that slipped so easily from his mouth that I didn't even question them. I was too deep in my own sorrow to notice. Some nights he wouldn't come home until after midnight. Sometimes he would crawl into bed without even brushing his teeth, thinking I was asleep. I wasn't. I could smell the faint scent of perfume on him. I told myself it was probably nothing. Because I needed it to be nothing. One night he mentioned he joined a support group for people dealing with loss. Said it helped him cope with losing my mom too. I was touched. I thought, maybe he's hurting too. Maybe he just doesn't show it like I do. He told me about these retreats they organized. Weekend trips to hike, talk, and heal. "I'll be back Sunday night," he said, kissing my forehead. "I love you." I whispered it back. I still meant it. Days blurred together. Nights felt endless. I barely kept track of the calendar anymore. My world had shrunk to the four walls of our bedroom. Then one afternoon, when I couldn't sleep, I picked up my phone. Just scrolling. Mindless. Dead inside. Until I saw it. There he was. Mark. Smiling. Laughing. Standing next to her. I recognized her instantly. Beth. His ex-girlfriend. The one he told me never to worry about. The one who used to call drunk and crying, begging him to come back. The one he had blocked and promised was a closed chapter. They were on a hiking trail somewhere beautiful. Somewhere sunny and alive. She was standing so close to him that their shoulders touched. The caption said it all. Healing together, #grief retreat, #second chances. I felt the air leave my lungs. Second chances. I clicked on her profile, hands trembling. It was full of smiling selfies. Yoga poses. Coffee shop check-ins. Hiking pictures. And now him. I didn't think. I just acted. I screenshotted our marriage certificate, the date circled in red. Sent it to her DM with no message. Minutes later, I got the notification. Blocked. I stared at the screen for a long time, the numbness giving way to something else. Something sharp. Something burning. I stood up. My legs felt like they might give out, but I stayed standing. I packed a bag. Just the essentials. Clothes. Passport. Cash. I took my mother's locket from the jewelry box and put it around my neck. It was the only thing I wanted to take from that house. I walked through the house one last time. The living room still smelled faintly like the candle my mom gave me last Christmas. I shut the lights off one by one. No ceremony. No drama. In the kitchen, I grabbed a scrap of paper. I didn't plan what to write. My hand just moved. Mourn her. Miss me. I put my wedding ring on top of the note. Cold and heavy. Then I walked out the door without looking back. I thought leaving would be enough. It wasn't. Mark didn't let it go. Not even close. The texts started first. Long ones at first, pleading, confused. Where are you? Please come home. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight. Beth means nothing. You're my wife. Please just talk to me. I ignored them. I turned my phone off. I stayed in a cheap motel outside of town, the kind with flickering lights and scratchy sheets, because I didn't want him to find me. I didn't want anyone to find me. The second day, the calls started. 30 missed calls. Then 50. Then he started calling from blocked numbers. I didn't answer. I couldn't hear his voice. If I did, I knew part of me might crack. I didn't want to crack. Then he started messaging my sister, my best friend, even my boss. Anyone who might know where I was. He was desperate, angry. He sent one message that almost made me throw up. You abandoned me when I needed you most. I stared at that line for a long time. I abandoned him? While I was lying in bed mourning the only real family I had left, he was out healing with the woman he used to swear he couldn't stand. The longer I stayed gone, the more the truth started to unravel. Beth wasn't some accidental reconnection. They had been talking for months. It wasn't just one retreat. There were dates. Late-night calls. Secret trips. One of Mark's friends, who apparently felt guilty, sent me screenshots of messages between Mark and Beth. Him telling her, she's barely even here anymore. Her saying, maybe it's a sign. Maybe we were meant to find our way back. They planned a future together. While I was drowning, he was already moving on. No, not just moving on, replacing me. I don't know what hurt more. The betrayal, or the fact that he had looked at my brokenness and decided it was too much work. I sat in that motel room for hours just reading everything. Every ugly little secret spelled out in front of me. Every lie he had fed me while looking me dead in the eyes. At some point, I realized my hands were bleeding. I had been digging my nails into my palms without noticing. I wasn't angry anymore. I was ice cold. Mark thought he could keep both worlds spinning. Me at home, silent and broken, while he played hero with Beth, pretending they were two souls finding their way back. He thought I would just sit there, waiting. He thought I wouldn't fight back. He didn't know me at all. The first real thought I had after days of feeling numb was simple. He needs to lose something too. I didn't want to just walk away anymore. I wanted him to hurt. Mark had always been careless with money. Always chasing the next big thing. New cars, fancy dinners, weekend trips. But what he didn't realize was that after my mom died, I never took my name off the joint accounts. I had access to everything. Our savings. His paycheck. The house deed my mom helped us co-sign when we first got married. He thought because I was broken, I wasn't paying attention. He was wrong. While he was busy cozying up to Beth, I was sitting in that motel room transferring every dollar he had into an account with only my name on it. Every penny he hadn't blown already was now under my control. And the house? I contacted a lawyer. Explained the situation simply. Husband cheating, emotional abandonment, hidden affair while I was grieving. Kentucky isn't a community property state, but emotional abandonment could play hard in my favor. My lawyer smiled when she saw the screenshots I brought her. You're playing this smart, she said. Let's make sure he feels it. I didn't even have to serve him myself. One morning, Mark woke up to find the house he lived in wasn't technically his anymore, the bank accounts empty, and divorce papers sitting in his mailbox. I heard through a mutual friend that he completely lost it, smashed a lamp, screamed at the walls, tried to call me again, dozens of times. I didn't answer. Then came the real twist. Beth wasn't the sweet second chance story he thought she was. After a few weeks of playing house, she realized Mark wasn't the stable, loving guy he had painted himself to be. She didn't want a broken man, still tangled up in a messy divorce. She wanted the fantasy, not the reality. So she dumped him, blocked him, moved on like he was nothing. The same way he tried to move on from me. I found out because Mark, pathetic and desperate, started sending me messages again. Begging. Saying he made a mistake. Saying he missed me. Saying he needed me. It was almost funny. Almost. I didn't reply. He chose this. He chose her. And now he got to sit in the ruins he built with his own 2 hands. The messages from Mark didn't stop. They got worse. Sadder. Angrier. Blaming me. Begging me, sometimes switching between the two in the same hour. He wanted to meet. He said we owed it to each other to talk. I agreed. But not because I wanted to fix anything. I just wanted to see the wreckage up close. We met at a cheap coffee shop off the highway, far from town. I wore jeans, an old sweatshirt, no makeup. I didn't need to dress up for this. Mark looked worse than I expected. Gaunt. Sleepless. His hands shook when he picked up his coffee. "You look good," he said, voice cracking. I didn't say anything. I just watched him. Let him squirm. "I was stupid," he said after a minute. I didn't know what I was doing. "You were so far away, and she was there." It didn't mean anything. You mean everything. I kept waiting for the part where he apologized without blaming me. It never came. I set the divorce papers down on the table between us. "Sign them." He looked at me like I'd stabbed him. "Come on, don't do this. We can work through it. We're married." "You broke that the second you touched her," I said calmly. He shook his head. "It was a mistake. One mistake." "No," I said. "It was months of mistakes. You just didn't think you'd get caught." His face twisted. "You're not perfect either, you know. You gave up. You didn't even try after your mom died. You shut me out. What was I supposed to do?" There it was. The real Mark. I stared at him for a long time. Then I stood up, picked up my coffee, tossed it full, scalding hot right into his lap. He screamed, jumped up, knocking the table over. Other people stared. Someone gasped. I didn't care. As he cursed and scrambled to wipe himself off, I leaned in close, my voice low and steady. "You should have mourned her with me," I said. "Instead, you buried me too." Then I walked out without looking back. I never spoke to Mark again. The divorce finalized a few months later. I got the house. I got what was left of the savings. He got a dingy 1-bedroom rental and a truck he couldn't afford to keep. Word got around town. Everyone knew what he did. He lost a lot of friends. Even some of his family stopped taking his calls. As for me, I moved to Asheville, North Carolina. Bought a small house with a garden my mom would have loved. Got a rescue dog. Started therapy. Slowly, painfully, I built a new life. Some nights the grief still creeps in. Some nights I still miss her so bad I can't breathe. But I don't miss him. Not even a little. And every once in a while, when I hear a song she loved or see a flower she used to plant, I smile. Because I'm still standing. And he's the one left mourning. Not just what he lost, but who he will never be again.